welcome to yet another Waystone Games Developer Playtest live stream. I am Brad Pluto Raymond, the Assistant Community Manager here, joined by Audio Director Caleb Epps. Now, this isn't your first time on the stream. You've been here a couple times.
It's not my first rodeo.
Are you nervous, though?
A little bit.
Are you always nervous every time?
Of course.
You want to perform in front of the people, and you want to perform well.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
Who are you going to be trying to perform on today?
Oh, I was thinking of taking Fenmore.
Andy,
yeah, just cackling from the peanut gallery.
The community manager behind me, Andy Zwell-Belford, is just immature. Is what we're going with. He's gonna play Fenmore today.
I think I'm gonna play Fenmore. To be honest, I'm gonna kind of figure out we're matchmaking into our game, so I kind of want to figure out who my team is.
That's true.
Figure out our comp and then make a choice.
Usually we go into custom game lobbies and we just balance the teams as needed and we say go. But now we're killing two birds with one stone. We are matchmaking, and we are allowing the matchmaking to also make the teams. So we're seeing how the balancing goes, making sure everything is as it should be, making sure the matchmaking. So we're testing the matchmaking at the same time as testing the actual game whenever we get into the gameplay.
Precisely.
It shouldn't. I hope everyone is in queue, which is the most worrisome thing. Sometimes it's hard to coordinate 10 people to jump into solo queue all at the same time. Some people sit around and they're like, what do we do? I don't know what's happening. What do I do with my hands?
I pushed the matchmaking button.
But in the meantime, we're trying to matchmake. We'll talk a little bit about the Dawn Gate and the sounds of Dawn Gate.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the biggest thumbs up of approval we get all the time is the game sounds.
Thank you.
Really good.
Thank
you.
you.
Obviously you're doing your job correctly. So
hopefully,
give us a brief little history of not only of the Dawn Gate, but of your career so far as an audio director.
Sure. Well, I started my many moons ago. I did theater sound design and was doing sort of original scores for plays for buddies while I was in college. And then had a really boring job selling mounts for plasma televisions over the internet. It was really not happy. And so I was working during the day, spending all my time at night sound designing and doing theater stuff. And then I was like, can't do this anymore. Got to go to school. So I went to CalArts, California Institute of the Arts, which is just north of LA. Moved from Boston out to LA.
Okay.
You
don't have that Boston accent, though.
No, I don't.
Which is good.
Hey, matchmaking came up.
Perfect.
I hit the decline button, right?
Hopefully everyone...
Oh, man. Chris, he might not get there. Go, Chris, go!
Oh, he missed it!
No!
We had someone, the 10th person in the matchmaking was AFK, and as soon as the matchmaking popped, he ran across the office to try to hit the button. And he didn't quite make it.
Oh, my God. That was amazing.
That's really funny. Anyway, so we're at CalArts right now.
Yes, at CalArts. So did a couple of years there, did a master's there in experimental sound practices, which is basically like an electronic music / technology program. Got really stuck into doing stuff in Max MSP, which is this audio-based programming language that you can use to make interactive installations. Basically, you can kind of do whatever you want with sound, but also with control data.
Maximus P, that just sounds cool.
Yeah, no, it's Max, M-A-X / MSP.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And yeah, you can basically build a game in Max MSP. It would be horrifically inefficient, but you can
do it.
Yeah, you could do it. Okay. What I was doing at the time a lot, I was actually using Wii remotes a lot for the sound installations I was doing if I wanted to make them interactive, because a Wii remote was a cheap wireless Bluetooth thingy with a bunch of buttons and an accelerometer in it. Yeah,
so you were orchestrating with it.
Kind of, or no, or I would build a platform that you would stand on that was wobbly, right? And would use the accelerometer to control sound parameters or something like that. Arty stuff.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. So after that, I moved back to Boston. I was doing scores for science documentaries, sort of just sitting with my synths and doing a lot of science music, and I'd always wanted to get into the games industry, and so I had some friends who worked at Harmonix, friends from college, including John Drake, who is their community manager and sort of PR guy, and is if people follow the games industry, they've probably seen John somewhere. And those guys got me an interview at Harmonix for their audio department. And so
Which does like Rock Band and stuff.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So when I came on, they were just finishing up development on the first Rock Band, starting their downloadable content pipeline, and so I got involved in that and started my time in the games industry like transcribing in vocal lines for the Rock Band songs and belting them at the top of my lungs every day.
Sounds like a pretty cool job.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And I sort of moved up through the ranks at Harmonix and, started sort of in Harmonix parlance, audio leading projects, audio leading, audio directing, same kind of thing. We're back in. Hooray.
Hopefully everyone. Yes.
That's sort of how I got into the industry and started working at Harmonix and was working on a bunch of different projects there. And was working on Fantasia, and but
I've seen some of that game. It looks interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
Looks
super
crazy.
cool.
Yeah. I remember seeing a demonstration where they were like underwater and using like clams and like
Yeah, they were
fish to
playing
make-
on the
yeah,
clam
yeah.
stuff. It's a really, really cool, really creative game.
Now, when you came onto the Dawn Gate project, was it at the beginning? Were you here at the beginning?
No, I was not here at the beginning.
Okay.
So the game was, this was a while ago, and maybe like a year and a half I've been here now. The game was like fun
Yeah.
already, and sort of like the core of what Dawn Gate was sort of existed, but it had no sound at all.
It was silence.
Absolute silence, just like that sneeze. I came on and just started sound designing this game, which was like amazing. Coming in and like, here's this super fun game. Here is like
It was like a playground,
a
I'm sure, for you.
blank canvas
Yeah.
on which to
Yeah.
like sound design this game. So it was a really, really awesome.
Now, when that is
challenge.
given to you, where do you start? Like, do you start with the score? Do you start with spells, ability sounds? Where do you start?
I'm trying to remember what the first sound I made.
What is the baby
was.
steps? What was the first sound of the Dawn Gate?
The first sound was actually the minion sounds.
Like the auto attacks and stuff?
Yep, that's where I
Okay.
started
Okay.
because I don't know. I just wanted to set like a nice baseline.
Because I mean, that's kind of the sound that everyone's going to hear.
Everyone's going to
too.
hear all the time, and it
Yeah.
has to be sort of subtle and but sort of establish this like feel of generalized combat, right? So that's where I started, and like I made these like really awful like little minion death sounds that I threw out.
The Dawn Gate opens.
So I'm going to be trying, just to go over to the game for a second,
Let's see.
I'm going to be trying a little bit of a weird,
A wonky build? We're going
a
to do it?
wonky Fenmore build.
Okay.
Sorry, let me just change I'm weird about,
By the way, we're going to do keys per kill and assist.
okay,
You
cool.
guys. So for everyone.
Where's follow character? There it
Caleb,
is.
no pressure. You have to win. That's
Okay.
what Andrew says.
All right.
Andrew over at monetization. Actually, he needs a mod. Andrew, here's your mod. Hold on.
He gets a mod.
What? That's right.
All right. So yeah, I saw this build. I played against this build. Our mid brush is worded. During the beta event last weekend. Oh, you just walked straight into that. Well, and thought it was really, really cool. It
30
starts
seconds
pretty
until
pretty
minion
normal
spawn.
with a creation,
Okay.
but then goes into a little bit more of a defensive build. It goes into what was the second item on it? Hope.
Just so.
Okay. That's the magic resist. You get a shield, or like
Yeah.
you get a damage reduction every time you use an ability. right?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So it just gives Fenmore a ton of survivability. Oh, that was the worst trade. Non-trade. And also for a spell
Minions
choice,
have
this person
spawned.
took Bastion. And so when they got into team fights,
Just shields
just
for days.
Q shield for days, and it was just like they were just completely unkillable. It
You're
was
not running
ridiculous.
force. If you were running force spell on top of that, it would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that would have just been like ultra shield build.
Megashields.com, like
Yeah.
that Kindra bug we saw the other day.
Oh, what was that?
There was a video that was posted on Reddit of this Kindra getting like a 1v5 Tetra kill. The Omni kill was stolen from her by, like, an
Oh,
auto attack-
boo.
by like a variant that randomly came and auto attacked once. But she was able to get 24 stacks of her W shield and got like a 2K health shield. It was
24
insane.
stacks?
Yeah, it was
That's
insane.
absolutely insane.
It was bonkers.
No, don't heal back up.
But I feel like
totally
I'm pretty
wrecked
sure
it.
we've fixed it since then.
That's good. That's good. So let's see. Where was I in Tales of Sound Design? The Caleb Epps story.
The minion auto attack, the first sounds.
Oh, right, yeah. And so like this sound that I eventually threw out was just like sort of me breathing for when the minions died. They sort of make this like kind of sound.
Like a sigh, like a
just like it's just sort of like I'm like my spirit is being released. It's like sort of wonderful for me to finally die and have sweet release from Idolus's torment of mining Vim all day or just attacking guys all day.
This melancholy life.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot of like stuff like that in Dawn Gate. A lot of just sort of
Sad
stuff. But
and now you're gonna have Rinzo Shield too.
yeah, it's just gonna be
This is gonna be
Shield-a-Palooza 2013, the return. And yeah, that's kind of where I started was with the minions.
And you worked out from there.
And I worked out from there. So just started working on. After that was Amaranth.
Okay.
Did her abilities.
It's funny because like Dibs was showing me videos of the old game yesterday. Like old.
Like original Dawn
Gate.
Original recipe.
I saw like 10v10.
Yeah.
I saw like 8v8. I saw like instead of having brush on the map, it was literally just words that said grass, which was probably the best thing ever. But it like, did you make any sound? Because there were some shapers in there that haven't seen the light of day. Ever. Did some of them have complete sound sets? And stuff?
No.
Okay.
I'm lucky in that there's no one who we've completely thrown out. Who I have sound designed.
Okay, that's good.
Thing about audio is that it is usually pretty far down the time food chain. So usually, like, and this is a thing that audio people complain about all the time, is that we're usually sort of the last in for making content. And so
things are already set in stone.
Things are already hopefully set in stone, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that can be bad about that is that you often get all the schedule crunching that happens then flows down to you, right?
Yeah.
So this is the worst amount of money I could possibly have.
That's not very good.
Yeah. Right. I'm just gonna
YOLO.
I'm gonna be thrifty. I've got a build in mind. I'm sticking to it.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm gonna maybe stasis.
You said you wanted that Bastion.
Oh my gosh! I'll get there. I'll get there.
All right.
I like having the alt stasis right at 6 for melting faces. It's just super handy, and people don't tend to expect it for some reason. They expect it more as a late game tactic.
Yeah.
Probably maybe because that's the smart thing to do, but
See, the thing that I don't like about stasis personally, and why I don't take it super often, is it immobilizes you.
Right. So it's like
sucks.
It's a very specific situation where you have to employ it, right? Where you're in a situation where
an ally has been slain.
The only time I really like it is if you're on someone with very low cooldown, where the stasis is actually going to give you kind of another spell rotation.
Yes.
And or like using it so that you can have that extra 2 seconds. Like a Varian, let's say your W is 2 seconds from coming up and you're not going to escape without it. Pop stasis, as soon as you get out of stasis, you have that W up. Boom. You've effectively given yourself 2 seconds breathing time.
And an escape, right.
Exactly.
And to some extent, I mean, that could be said for Fenmore's Q. You know?
That's true. That's true.
You can pop out of your stasis and pop your Q up and get a little bit more survivability. Maybe give you time for your wolf to return.
That's
true. So
Nice tactician harass, at least.
We're doing it.
Okay. I like Fenmore against Desecrator. That matchup is really, really good for Fenmore
because of his
he
W.
He can W out of the root.
Exactly.
It's disgusting.
It's really, really frustrating.
Super OP. Unyielding march down.
Yeah.
So let's see. Any questions that I'm missing in the chat? Is this just a dev game? Yes, this is a developer playtest. We do these every day at 1:30, but we stream them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Is he a support type champ right now? Would like to understand the lane objective role-wise while I'm watching. Sorry for the super nub question. So quite alright, Warp
Not
Spider.
nub at all.
So his shaper right now is, I would say, a sustained kind of mage. He has relatively low cooldowns. He can shield himself. He can sustain himself. His ultimate is very, very good sustained AOE damage. That when you go a little bit of life drain, you can sustain yourself pretty hard with it as well. So I would say a sustained damage.
I didn't have a way to follow up.
A sustained damage carry. However, he is playing the tactician role, which a lot of people see more as a supporty type role.
That's right.
But the fact of the matter is, it's just a damn good role. You know, like tactician role. We have 4 roles in our game. Just to go even newbier or whatever than your question. Just to lay down the base level of the game. We have 4 roles in our game. Maybe get a kill or assist here. Probably something. There we go. There's a kill. Let me give away a key real quick, and then we'll talk about the basics of the Dawn Gate.
I don't have any cooldowns up. Except for maybe my
Key will go to Blue Ice 05. Remember, guys, you have to be following the Twitch channel to be eligible for a beta key every time Caleb gets a kill and/or assist. Okay, so 4 roles in our game.
Yep.
They are Gladiator, Predator, Tactician, and Hunter. So Gladiator is a very skill-dependent, farm-heavy, last-hit-heavy role. When you play Gladiator, you get bonus Vim for consecutive last hits within a 10-second window. So the first last hit you get is going to give you base Vim +2. Second last hit within that 10-second window is going to get base Vim +4, then base Vim +6, 8, and that stacks up to +30. So if you can get up to 15 stacks of your Gladiator stacks, you're basically like Scrooge McDucking through money. And it's absolutely amazing. However, if you want to take a little bit of an easier time in lane, I would also recommend the Tactician role, which is what Caleb's playing right now. He gets last hitting in our game is kind of overall icing on the cake. You get
I'm alright.
Is kind of icing on the cake. You get bonus, you get Vim just by being near dying lane minions. So you don't have to last hit. It's not 100% required. Like in other MOBAs, if you don't last hit, you don't get gold. Like that's just the end of the story.
Right.
This is more of a, I believe Smite does it this way. Where you just kind of have to be near the dying lane minions. As a tactician, however, you get more Vim on top of that by being near dying lane minions. And you also get 15 bonus Vim for harassing enemy shapers. That's on like a 5 to 6 second cooldown. So every 5 to 6 seconds, if you auto attack an enemy shaper or you use a spell on an enemy shaper, you get +15 Vim. The Hunter role excels at clearing the jungle. They get a 25% chance of gaining bonus Vim when killing a jungle minion. They do bonus damage to jungle minions, and they also get healed for a percentage of the jungle minion's max health whenever it dies. Lastly is the Predator role, kind of a big, flashy, playmaker, showy role. They get bonus Vim and experience on kills and assists, and they also get bonus Vim for harassing and killing enemy Spirit Well workers. So it's four roles, 4 types of gameplay, and any shaper can do any one.
Exactly.
Which is the best part.
Yeah, so you can really tailor which character you want to play as to, and also which sort of game style you want to play. Reason why I took Tactician was knew I would be on stream, knew that part of my brain would be occupied with trying to be entertaining and also trying to get kills like that. And so I wanted to take Tactician to make sure that even if, and also my coworkers know I'm on stream, so they're probably going to try to focus me. So I wanted to just kind of limit the risk, and like Tactician is a great role for limiting risk. You're pretty much guaranteed a decent flow of income, as long as you're sticking in lane and doing your work and getting harassed, and also harassing is super fun. So I just wanted, oh look at I missed that wolf. I basically just did that to try to. It's
a safe role. It's a safest role.
Be safe. Be safe.
Because the thing about it is, it's hard to fail at Tactician. It's kind of it's fail safe. It's foolproof. Just because Gladiator, if you're not good at last hitting, you're not going to get the Vim. You're not going to be playing your role effectively, and you're not going to be getting ahead. You don't have any other boons to your economy.
And also, you have to kind of limit yourself in your last hitting. You have to be very, very. You basically try to have to like you have to try to like hold your lane. Basically.
Yeah, you have to control the lane very well. Make sure, because if you're just auto attacking constantly and still getting last hits,
Yep.
you're gonna be pushing the lane, which is gonna push it to the enemy binding, and you're not gonna be able to chain waves together. And that's the most important thing as
Yes.
a gladiator. Chaining waves together is so important because let's face it, there's 6 minions per wave, 7 minions on a strider.
And
wave.
you can get 20 stacks.
Exactly. It's insane. You can get up to actually it's 15 stacks.
Oh, 15? Okay.
15, yeah, 15. because
Sorry to
it's
everyone
plus
at
30.
PAX who I told you could
Did
get
you
20
really?
stacks. Oops.
Yeah, 15 stacks is the max.
An
I think it used to be
enemy has been
20.
slain.
I don't know. It's changed over the course of development.
Irregardless, that's a lot of stacks.
Irregardless, is
Yeah.
that your Boston coming out in you?
I don't know. Yeah.
So basically, there's only a maximum of 6 stacks per lane, perhaps 7 if there's a strider in it, or
Right.
per wave.
Yeah.
So if you don't chain the waves effectively, you're only getting less than half of your max potential.
Precisely.
So chaining waves is the most important part about being a gladiator.
Yeah, and I'm not a big lane freezing boss. So, and also I want to talk to you. And
It takes practice.
Be charming and entertaining.
Exactly. So charming. So
Yeah.
entertaining.
After-
If Caleb really wanted to poke easily, he should have maxed Q. I know, he's such a spread. But it's okay.
I like the E. The
He
E
does
is-
like the E. He likes just wolves.
Yeah.
You're Team Jacob? Team Jacob?
You know, I never saw any of those movies.
Well, apparently now you're a Team Jacob.
Yeah. Wreckage going on here. Uh-oh. Can I do it? I don't think I can chase him down.
You still got that.
No.
Oh, you blinked. You got a 5-minute cooldown. Worth. Yeah, there you go. Look at this. Look at this in between two binding crazy.
I know, this is insanity. And
Oh, get out of there. Nice. I like that. That's another key. And you blew Nisa's 5-minute cooldown, so
hooray! Did it.
hashtag worth.
Oh no! Ah! Oh,
boy.
neither Moya ult. Maybe I can Q out of this. Nope.
Nope.
Death.
Oh well.
Oh
Sorry
well.
about that.
Let's see.
So I'm gonna go. I forgot a part of this build, which is to take ambition second. For it
I
gives
love
you
ambition.
like
It's
it's
so
so
stupid.
good. It's
It's so good on Fenmore.
yeah, because it basically doubles up his passive.
Yeah.
And it gives him power, haste, armor, life drain. What more do you need?
Yeah. Congrats to Raf Miff, by the way. That's
Dude,
who
come
won
on.
the key.
How's our top lane doing? Oh look! Something's gonna go on. Something's happening. Oh, big time plays!
Wow.
Oh, audio for life. Andrea just like absolutely destroyed it.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, Andrea, Sparkly Starburst is Andrea Chang,
Yes.
who made that amazing piece that I always outro the stream with, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much.
Who's the other half of the Dawngate audio team? There are
Yeah.
only 2 of us.
Audio
and
for life.
Yeah, and yeah, it's going back to sort of making the audio for Dawngate. It's been like super fun being able to put so much into this game. You know, when I was working at Harmonix, the audio team at Harmonix is really big.
Of
really,
course.
really big.
I mean, it's just pretty much an audio game.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, the amount of individual input you get to make is sometimes a little bit less than one would absolutely love. And this game is my baby. You know, like I've gotten to really shape the audio, really shape everything coming out of the speakers for this game. It's
Yeah,
been
and I think
super awesome.
everyone out there appreciates that because
Aw.
everyone thinks the game sounds amazing. And the fact that you told me that I didn't know a bit ago, our game is in Dolby Digital.
Yeah. The game is in surround sound. I'm gonna try to go in here and save Chris. That's no. I'm sorry.
You're dead. You're dead to me. Look, he's still living.
Wow. Okay. I'll maybe see what I can
Oh
do
my
here.
God.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
now
the
you
worst,
might be dead.
worst limp in of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Chris. Oh, and no W. That was just dumb.
Surround sound.
Yeah.
For
so,
a MOBA, it seems excessive.
yes,
is
but
it?
nothing is excessive
In the Dong
in the
game.
Dawngate. So, yeah, I wanted to do what we do is surround. So, given the way our camera is set up, obviously there isn't like stuff happening all crazy around you.
Enemy captured your spirit well.
And so what I really wanted to do was just sort of encase the listener in space. So what we do is we have our game ambiences are quad, and then certain things will also, if they're really loud, they'll pop out in the back speakers a little bit. Certain alts and stuff like that. But basically, I just wanted to kind of give a nice wraparound effect on our ambiences, and also just like there's a lot of just weird little things that get randomized into the sound space. So there are these little weird birds that I call the alien birds that chirp every now and again. They
Just from nowhere.
just like wherever. I set up a little script so that the game will just be like, we'll randomly pick a spot and then run that sound on a spline through the sound field, and that's where those birds go. And then there's like little ambient sounds for the different jungle creep types. So sometimes you'll hear like a boar, like a money pig, like snort a little bit in the background. It's like a bunch of like sort of dumb little subtle things that I like to put into our game to just make it sound super pro.
Oh gosh.
Man,
Enemy has been slain.
that was probably not the smartest stasis use, but
If you had ulti before, that would have been sweet.
I don't think it was up. It was still on cooldown.
No, it was not.
Ah, what? I'm the dumbest.
Yeah, debatable. Well, what is, and I don't think you've thrown down a ward yet this game.
I did. I threw
Did
down
you?
one, but
Did
yeah,
you? Okay,
I
alright.
did. It was in that bush.
We're
right
18 minutes
there.
into the game. You could theoretically have had 6 wards out. Just saying.
No,
Just throwing it out there.
no comment.
What about like the future of sound in the Dawn Gate? Is there
Sure.
anything you can talk about? That
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this a little bit before. Last time I was on
Your team has captured a
stream.
spirit well.
Sorry, words get caught sometimes. So we're in the process of doing a big music expansion for Dawn Gate,
An enemy
and this is
binding has been destroyed.
for our in-game music, and we're moving to a dynamic music system, which is something I've always loved building, and so we've got one in the pipe for Dawn Gate, but it's really just a case of like I'm totally fine with where the music is now, but it's like this is sort of a like nice to have, and so in between working on new shapers, recording sessions, fixing bugs and stuff like that, we've been pushing forward and pushing out with new music, and the content is almost done. I'm really excited. I got like what should be the last sort of major cue in this morning, so it's really exciting. It should be coming pretty soon. I still have to build all the like back end stuff, but the design's pretty simple and doesn't require a whole lot of code hookup.
So for people that don't really understand what a dynamic music system means,
Sure.
give us a rundown.
Well, if you think about a game as like a
Your spirit
massive
well
series
is
of
under
switches,
attack.
right?
Is under attack.
Yeah, pipes and tubes. It's basically using the information that the game feeds, that the game sort of has inside of it, and feeding that out into the audio system and using it to make changes in the sound and in the music. So in our case, we're looking at sort of like, okay,
Has been
like
slain.
what are you doing right now? Are you in a high intensity moment? Are you in a low intensity moment? Who's around you? There's all sorts of stuff when you're thinking about putting audio into games, which is what's referred to as implementation. The thing I always start with is I look at the game and I look at like, okay, what's all the information that's floating around in here, and how can I take that and repurpose it to do cool stuff with audio? And so basically it's just sort of taking all that data that's hanging out, plus maybe some custom data that you might want to get the audio system to do exactly what you want it to do, and then leveraging that, and then using that to stitch together a whole bunch of different bits of music. And there are a lot of different approaches you can have when building a dynamic music system. You can do sort of take a sort of stacked stems approach. Stems are just audio files, and you can turn some on and turn some off based on sort of what's happening in the game at any given time. That was not the best alt. Or you can do a sort of state machine based approach, which uses individual music samples, but then knits them together based on the different parameters going on in the game. So there's really just like a lot of different ways you can take these sound assets and really make them sing.
Okay, I see. I've heard some of it, and it sounds pretty awesome. It sounds pretty dope.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that music to get into the game.
I'm really, really psyched.
And really, pardon the pun, sing.
There we go. There's an assist for the kids. Give them a key.
You get an assist?
Yeah.
Sweet, let's give one.
All right.
I was reading chat. Zizix, congrats on your downgrade beta key.
Nice.
It's in your message box right now.
Right meow.
Right meow.
All right.
Are there plans to change the sound or turn the volume up when bindings target you? It's hard to hear in the heat of battle.
Yeah, so that's like brand new thing. So I'm obsessed with the like Reddit and the forums and stuff like that. I watch those all the time, and that was actually a discussion that came up over the past couple of days on Reddit. Of like, is there a targeting sound? The answer is yes. And why isn't it legible?
Is it too quiet?
Yeah. And so basically, what I'm gonna look at is like, okay, well, our current sort of binding target audio has a lot of low end in it, and that tends to not carry. It carries awesome in my office, right? It's like because I've got a subwoofer hooked up to the game, and but if you're playing on headphones or on smaller speakers, it's not going to carry nearly as much, right? So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do sort of like an audit of, you know, how legible that is on other speaker setups, and then maybe do a revision to that sound, make it a little bit more top-endy. If you look at, for example, like League's binding targeting sound, right? It's very like ping, like it's pretty high-pitched. That wasn't really to me, I wanted something that matched the size of the thing doing the targeting, so I thought
low end for a giant binding would be okay.
Exactly, right. But you know, I'll take a look at it and evaluate it, and you know, probably do
is that kind of a problem in your line of work sometimes, of like not all sound systems are created equal? So like the one you have in office may be just like amazing, but not everyone has that amazing sound.
Right, exactly. And it's tough to balance across multiple sound systems. It's just something you have to do, and it's part of refining the mix of anything you do is making sure that it sounds good across multiple setups. So yeah,
I'm surprised you don't have like just like a graveyard of like different kinds of headsets in your office that you like have to test each one. Like, let's see what it sounds like on the Astro A40. Now the Logitech headset. Now this headset. The Plantronics. You know?
Right. In all probability, like I really should be doing more of that, but you know, it's like part of something that's has like an ongoing development process. Is like. You know, it's something that we can always keep improving on. I can always keep improving the mix. I can improve how our mix, you know, balances out.
It's not a final
it's
thing.
not a final thing, and that's sort of like that was like a very weird thing for me coming to this game. I can't believe I'm sitting on 3500 Vim right now. Just gotta fight though. Wolf's gotta eat. End's gotta meet. Yeah. And so, yeah, like making a online game, I was very used to shipping boxes beforehand.
Yeah.
But like, it's both a blessing and a curse. It's like anything can change at any time. This is great. I can fix everything that I've ever had regrets about ever, right? Because like, I think it's a thing with like any.
But then at the same time, it's like, oh god, anything can change at any time.
Right. Exactly. Any artistic thing you do, right? It's like you put it out there. And then you live with it for a little while, and then you're like, I hate this now. You know, there are very few things I've ever made where I'm like, I utterly adore this.
Yeah.
Should I do Hope? I'm gonna do it. I got it. I'm talking about this build.
See what happens.
We'll see what happens, and then I'm gonna start powering. It's a very late game power curve for Fenmore.
Apparently.
Anyway. I know, this build is nuts.
How about a sound that tells you that your ward can be used again?
That's a great idea. And also I need to stick in sound for actually warding.
Yeah.
That's
Some
something
people,
that
I read that somewhere on the forums, I think I read it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just something that's hanging out on the TV. Maybe I'll see if I can, if it's easy enough, maybe I'll do that this afternoon.
There you go.
But
And
yeah,
that's how quickly we
right.
listen to the community.
No, I think the last time was that it was a little bit of a complicated hookup because most of the time I'm hitching up the systems that run behind me. So you know, things like our effect system or the way that our server tracks abilities. Oh no! Cover me, Renzo! Oh! I think I can kill Will. Oh, the stun!
Wait.
That was it. Casey stunned me. Moya stunned me immediately after I came out, so I couldn't do anything.
Casey is clearly the best.
Pro play, Casey Weaver.
Well played, C. Weaver.
Yeah.
Spirit well is under attack.
So yeah, I probably could have picked up Will there. Oh well.
Has been slain.
But what was I talking about? Oh right, hookup. So I'm usually hooking up to like, yeah, the way our system tracks abilities and stuff, and wards are a little bit different, so it's not the most straightforward thing. Another thing that's on that in terms of community suggestions that's in the pipe is splitting out the announcer voice as a separate audio option. Always looking at sort of people's suggestion for how the audio experience can be better.
And the Spirit Wells too. The Spirit Wells under attack message.
I'm in the middle of that.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better now, and it's like mostly fixed.
So basically, you know, for all the people that were asking about it and saying, "Oh, this message appears too often," and stuff. What exactly was triggering it?
So there are two things that were triggering it. I love how we're getting super deep into this one bug.
So deep.
So basically, there are two things that trigger that message out of the announcer. One is when a capture begins, and the other one is when a Spirit Well worker is attacked. Yeah, and so there's like a piece of Lewis script that's like, "Yo, did this thing take damage?" If the answer is yes, then it's like, then play this event. And so we were really leaning pretty heavily on the system that tracks cooldowns for the. I'm so out of position here. Oh god damn it, Will, stop it. So yeah, we were kind of leaning on that, and it wasn't giving us exactly the results that were expected.
Has been slain.
Did I get an assist for that?
Oh no. Damn it,
I
Caleb.
want to give the keys to kids. So basically, we're building in a little bit more logic that kind of limits that based on what's going on, and you know, is a capture starting, and will that sort of override different. Why is somebody picking back there? That doesn't seem right.
So you basically just don't want, like, it was saying your Spirit Well is under attack when you step foot on it. And then it was saying it again
when you start
attacking
damaging
Spirit Well workers.
Yeah,
and then again at 50% capture. So it was just like, it's a little too much.
It was just overloading. Yeah. So, you know, we're basically just, it's all about refinement. We're just refining the logic.
Kill them all.
Speaking of sound, Mars Catarix is saying, when you reconnect, it replays the announcer for every binding death that happened in that game.
That's a great bug.
That's a good one.
Thank you for finding that. That's really interesting.
Your Spirit Well is under attack.
Let's go get this Spirit Well.
Are there going to be more game modes? We're not opposed to the idea of different maps and game modes and stuff, but we really want this map. This is the Dawn Gate to be our focal point for a while.
There's another kill.
I'll get that. LOL Coop. Congrats to LOL Coop.
Go up?
Either one. It doesn't have a hyphen, so I'm going to say Coop.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Still got a key.
LOL Coop. Let's see. But yeah, like I said, other game modes and other map types and stuff, we're not opposed to the idea. We're not saying no, never, but this is the map that we want to be the map. This is literally, if you know, you're into the lore aspect of it, this is the Dawn Gate.
Yeah.
This is literally the Dawn Gate.
Oh my god, what is going on over
So I want
there?
this to be good. Oh man.
The glory of Renzo.
Let's give away to the key for that kill real quick.
Thank you.
Hell Russian. Congrats to Hell Russian. There should be another kill. Maybe? Maybe?
We
He's
couldn't
so
get to
tanky.
him.
Wow.
Tank a crater.
Congrats to Hell Russian. It's an A for effort for them.
Thank you. Oh, I might get Nat. Nope. I love Nat's name, Daffy Dart.
Daffy Dart.
Yeah.
It's a really good name.
Yeah.
Will you ever make Zanbot more interactive in this Twitch chat? I don't know. Maybe we'll try doing like Trivia Bot or something.
Yeah. There were some suggestions about maybe using it to answer some FAQ questions, or
That would be good.
like auto answer when people ask for keys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the most spammable ability in the game?
Meaning the ability with the lowest cooldown.
Probably.
Dibs is Q. Dibs is Q.
Dibs Q, yeah, I guess so. I was almost going to say Moya's Dash.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty low.
An enemy bite.
Dibs Q is the lowest
Respawn
cooldown?
soon.
Oh, I'll catch you, jerks.
Max rank Moya's Q is less cooldown?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Alright, I'm gonna ward here, and we are gonna.
Slaughter.
You get the red binding in the art kit. We'll look into it. We literally just updated the fan site kit yesterday, so take a look at it. I included every item icon and spell icon.
Well done.
We're also going to be putting in the ability icon, so you know every shaper's ability icon. I'll see if we can do something with the red side binder.
Man, this guy is taking a while to bring down. Alright, I need to go and buy destruction after this. I can actually start getting kills.
Someone die to it. Renzo died to it.
No.
Is there? Let's see. How often do you plan to release new shapers? There isn't like a set schedule that we're officially kind of adhering to and talking about. For example, Renzo came out 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
2 weeks ago, and Reyna was
3 weeks.
3 weeks before that. So math,
Repositioning.
maybe.
Yeah.
But it's not something that we're saying like yes, every 3 weeks, 100% there will be a shaper. But it's the cadence we've kind of hit the past few releases, I guess.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But you know what happens when you assume.
Right. Uh oh. You get a desecrator hiding in that bush.
Is there a desecrator in there?
There was.
You didn't get a 15 Vim. What's going on? Did you miss him?
Probably.
Can you
There
walk
he
us
is.
through his spellbook choices? So,
Yeah.
why do you take Bastion, Stasis, and whatever third spell you
So,
haven't chosen yet?
Yeah. What should I take? Should I take Exceed?
It's a little YOLO.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down with the YOLO. I might take, no, maybe not Blitz. I don't know.
Right, it's a hard choice, right?
I guess Exceed would work.
Spirit well is
What would you take in my situation? Well, you wouldn't build Fenmore this way.
It's not a terrible build. I
Defense.
don't know.
Execute.
I wish you could take Bastion. Man.
Yeah.
we could have so many
Double Bastion.
Just Exceed, oh man. Exceed or Blink or Tailwind or Deflect or something. There's an assist.
Get back here. Get back here. There's another one.
There's 2 keys.
I'm still at full health. You can't even touch me. Oh no. I
Oh, they're
should-
touching you. They're
Yeah.
touching you.
Not.
Let's give away
Yeah.
2 keys.
All right, let's do it.
VG effects. VG effects. Congrats on your Dongate beta key.
destroyed.
All right, we're rolling on this.
Next up is Ginsaris.
Alive.
I just heard Crystal Twa laugh at something, and I'm assuming it's something that I said on the Twitch stream. Usually, I hear Crystal Twa's cackle whenever something funny gets said on the Twitch stream.
Dulcet tones
Yeah.
of Crystal Twask
Yeah.
cackle.
Shout out to Crystal Twa.
He's the best.
Is he in chat right now? Oh yeah, he is. He's always in chat. He's a loyal fan.
Love Oh, bad idea, bad idea.
Is there any way to bind movement to the left mouse button? I'm pretty sure the left mouse button and maybe the right mouse button are like the 2 unbindable keys right now.
Okay, pro tip. That fire line does so much damage.
So much damage.
People don't realize how much damage it does.
Don't stand in the Guardian Fire.
Yeah.
It hurts so much.
Yeah, it really does. I want to go in there and get some assists. Kills.
Do you have different teams?
There's another kill. There's 2.
Oh, you got 2?
Double kill, baby.
Oh my gosh. He's giving all the keys away.
Yeah.
Ladder Duck, 1987. Quality name, Ladder Duck. Next up is Stapler Pie.
That is
awful.
absolutely great. I
Sounds
love it.
awful. Congrats to Stapler Pie. New Dongate Beta King.
Let's see if I can do this. Exceed! I'm getting caught. I'm getting caught. Stasis. Bro, that was the pro stasis. And nobody gave me any love for it.
This. There. Don't wait for me.
Pluto, you missed the most pro stasis.
Was it actually pro or was it not pro?
Well, look at how much health I had and the fact that I did not die.
I guess so. Did you get any more? I was just told that VGFX is actually Patrick Morrison,
Oh, nice.
our one of our shaper modelers. So I'm gonna give away that key to someone else. I had no idea. I
Just
thought
so.
he was Vorge. Apparently.
Let's see, I'm up to 8 and 2, so how many keys have you given away?
Let me check. Let me send out his key to someone else.
Alright,
Real quick. His key would go to Pyro Jackalope.
nice.
You got some good names.
pro,
people going.
pro names.
Yeah. So I have given out so far. Pretty sure I've given out the full amount.
Your
necessary.
team has captured a spirit well.
2,
Vermin.
4, 6,
Careful.
8.
Moment.
Yeah, I've given away 11.
Okay,
11. I've given away 11. Apparently, I gave away an extra one.
I gotta do more work.
Execute them.
So you play it where? Let's see. Any other questions?
Oh, come on.
You're that barrier, or the bastion rather. Nice.
Oh, good
That's
enough.
an assist. That's an assist. Requiem's Void. Requiem's Void. Congrats. You don't give it. Another one? There we go. He died in midair.
That was great.
Next up goes to Rick Onyx. Congrats to your Don Gate Beta Key. In your Twitch message box right now.
Here we go. Going in.
Oh, that McKellar damage.
Oh no, it's the Desecrator damage.
Everything. Oh god, don't die. Catch the Wolfie! Nice.
Oh, good old Wolfie. Yeah, these guys are beefy.
Yeah.
I probably should have rage.
Focus the Guardian.
Yeah.
Team, focus the Guardian.
The kids, they want more keys.
Oh, you W'd
I totally
too early.
W'd a hair early there. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, we gotta take this thing down. Off me, Michaela.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I'm not quite able to end it just yet. That's okay.
We'll
Just
finish it
so.
off very
Um,
soon.
Any chance you'd consider making the Guardian sounds more impactful slash terrifying?
Oh, they're pretty loud right now.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the sort of most prominent effect in making the sounds for a Guardian is like a guitar distortion.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Ow, stop it.
I would have never guessed.
Yeah.
But I probably would have never guessed like 90% of the sounds because I'm musically challenged. I am so stupid when it comes to music. I'm tone deaf.
Alright. There's gonna be some killing going on
There we
right
go.
here.
There's one. Can we get a second one? Can we get a second one?
Absolutely.
There we go. There's two.
Two.
Sarnus. Congrats on your Dawn Gate Beta Key. Sarnus. Number 1 and number 2 will go
Leave none
to
alive.
Broll 81. Broll 81. Congrats on your Dawn
Any
Gate
relationship to Buell? Buell and Bro.
They may be brothers.
Bro, there's.
God.
Speaking of brothers, I just gotta. I know this is the way doing games stream, but if people have not played Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, they should really play that game because it's amazing. Yes, it's a Starbreeze game and it's like absolutely fantastic.
There's another key.
Yep.
Tiscales or Tishales. One of them. Congrats to you, Dr. Beta Key. Can you Twitch message box right now?
Should I go super ultra YOLO?
And try to get in there. It's
Yeah,
Guardian almost
I'm gonna
dead.
do it.
Do it. Oh, that's okay. That's like 16 keys.
All right.
So, that was a good job.
GG.
Let none oppose the new order.
All right.
When making the Guardian death sound, did your ears die? Mine did. It sounds like nails against a chalkboard. It's fatiguing that there is actually some nails against slate in that sound.
Is there really?
Yeah. Well, because the Guardian goes down and then like his hand kind of moves along.
And he, like, tries to
he tries
grab,
to
yeah.
sort of claw up, and so yeah, I put a little bit of that in. It's
Interesting.
It's pretty loud.
What was the most? I believe we asked Andrea this last time she was on, but what was the most fun sound in the game for you to make?
The mushroom creeps.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? Because they're adorable and just.
They're
cutesy?
adorable and sort of weird, and I was just sort of trying to come up with I was like, oh, I gotta do sounds for these mushroom creeps. Every other creep has like the idea of VO, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh, what should the mushroom creep sound like? And so I randomly, Steve we were getting some putting some drinks out for our team meeting, and the day after that we were clearing them away, and there were these big metal buckets, and Steve came into my office and was like, here, you should do something with this metal bucket.
Mm-hmm.
You're a sound designer, hit it or something. So
Hit it or something.
So I started tapping on it and hitting it and recording a bunch of different stuff, and then I stuck it on my head, and started making just making some weird sounds and getting the reverberance of the metal bucket. And so I'm gonna see if I can make it's heavily affected, but the core sound is this. It's
inside of
a metal bucket on my head, and that's how you make that's what mushrooms sound like.
Hashtag audio.
Hashtag audio.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really fun. Is that kind of is that your favorite part of the job at all? Just kind of making otherworldly and crazy sounds out of usually amalgamations of normal sounds?
Yeah, it's every sound. So the fun thing about game audio is that same goes for film audio, but you can kind of you can go beyond in the audioscape what you see or just what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I always sort of think about, when we're storyboarding different effects and stuff like that, I look at what's going on and what the player's going to see on screen. And then I think about sort of the crazy over-the-top version,
mm-hmm.
and sort of picture that in my head, and that's sort of what I try to sound design to. Last stream that I was on during a community catch-up way back in the VOD files, but I was talking about how a sort of genre influence for this game is character action games, and those sounds are always super, super over the top.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times because the visuals are that way as well, but in the case of Dawngate, because you're a little bit removed,
yeah.
I like to try to put a lot of just weird little detail in the sound and try to sort of tell an additional story and make it just feel that much more awesome in the audio. So yeah.
Well, like I've said a lot, it's people praise the audio. They think it sounds really good. Everything sounds crisp and clean, and it's like a new level of audio fidelity, I would say, for the genre. I mean, is what it seems to me. It's patting yourself on the back completely, 100%.
Well, thank you. There's a lot of stuff that can get better,
mm-hmm.
And that's my promise to you on the other side of that camera is that I'm gonna keep working and keep making it better. That's sort of, I want this game to sound the absolute best it can.
Is that something that is kind of ingrained upon you? Do you? I mean, obviously, you probably take pride in your work. That's
mm-hmm.
just kind of how it works. But what was the general theme for the Dawngate? When you first started, did you strive to make this level of sound? How did the theme come about? Because it's very kind of
mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to describe it.
Sure, there are a few different processes in play there. One thing was that my goal when we started out, I was like, I want to make this the best sounding. I want to make the sound in this game on par with any other title, regardless of genre. Yeah. I wanted it to be sort of in dialogue with the rest of top tier game
mm-hmm.
audio at large, and then so sort of trying to come up with the language for what Dawngate sounds like has a lot to do with actually materials. Whenever, and this goes for shaper sound design as well, everything is based on sort of trying to come up with a material set that represents each character, then also that represents Dawngate as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that came from conversations with Luke, conversations with Hunter, and conversations with Dave, and sort of figuring out sort of a set of materials that kind of embodied the world that we were setting out to create. So a lot of the core materials for Dawngate are stone and slate,
Earthy stuff.
real world
Yeah.
stuff. We don't use synths as a forefront element in Dawngate in general. It's all sort of real world sound based stuff, real world materials. So stone, metal, and those are sort of our basic core elements. And then I started doing a bunch of instrumental sort of studies about trying to figure out, okay, what is, because we're making a new world. And so what is like the idea of an orchestra in the Dawngate universe? And what I wanted to do this mixture of sort of Eastern and Western influences, and drawing a little bit from scores from Miyazaki films and all of our different references, and then trying to sort of modernize that a little bit. We working with Jeff Broadbent on our main theme. We brought in a little bit of, we actually called them wubblets, because a lot of the kids here, they listen to dubstep music. I'm sounding like Bill Cosby. Kids these days with their wobblies. And so I love dance music as well, by the way. I'm a two-step guy.
Okay.
Like London, late 90s. God,
That's where you are.
Yeah, at all times. But two-step is like coming back in a big way now. Disclosure is like one of my top bands right now. Really love them. Anyway, so yeah, just sort of trying to modernize that sort of East Meets West vibe a little bit. And then also just drawing out really strong romantic themes when, story is a big part of Dawngate. And so when I was doing original discussions with Jeff about the theme, it was like, I want this to set the scene for the greatest story you have ever heard in your life. It's like way hyperbole over the top, but that was like,
people love the theme.
Yeah, that was part of it. Needs to be sweeping and have room for romance and drama and comedy.
People have said before that they've they take that extra second to type in their password to
just
listen to the music.
Linger on that last key.
There we go. Now I guess I could log in. So and then in addition to that, we have pieces on our SoundCloud, which I assume is going to be updated sometime soon.
Yeah, I think Andy holds the keys for that. Andy has a password for that, so we will get some new stuff in there.
I think it's just soundcloud.com/waystonegames at the moment.
No, I mean like the login, so we can
I'm saying
upload.
just so people can check it out.
Can go. Yeah, go check it out. It's awesome.
There's only 2 pieces I think on there right now, but we will definitely. I don't know. What is SoundCloud? Do you subscribe to it? Do you follow it? You do something to it.
Yeah.
And you'll get updates for whenever new pieces are thrown up there.
Exactly. We should at least throw up the wubs.
Yeah, we probably should.
But I asked, I want to do an arranged version of the wubs. The wubs is currently set up as a looping thing. Yeah. And I've said this before. It's like, why don't you put everything on SoundCloud right now? Everything that goes on SoundCloud, I want to be arranged as a thing, and not just here's a loop that
45-second loop. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And then we also have, Andrea Chang's in the chat right now, Sparkly Starburst. She was the Amaranth that game, and she is also kind of your goon, your minion, correct?
I prefer collaborator.
Okay. You guys both have your audio caves that you slide your sliding glass doors close, and it's like, don't go in there. Something may be going crazy. So you may have a metal bucket on his head.
Exactly. It'll be like.
But that's been it for the dev playtest for the day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks, Caleb, for stopping by.
Oh, it's awesome. I'm glad I could bring some keys to the kids.
A 16 key Fenmore, pretty much. We're not even going to call them kills and assists anymore. It's just keys. It's just how many keys you've given.
Cups and keys.
Cups and keys. That's important.
I should make a rap song called Cups and Keys.
Cups and keys. Okay.
Cups and keys.
I'll hold you to it. And next time you come on, you're going to have to perform your Cups and keys.
I could write a Cups and Keys rap.
There you go. I'm going to take you away from all the actual work in the Dawngate.
I know.
Make a Cups and Keys rap. Yeah. But be sure to follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/thedawngate, facebook.com/thedawngate. If you're sitting out there twiddling your thumbs, you don't have a key just yet, Be sure to register at our website, waystonegames.com.
And follow the stream.
And follow the stream, because every time we stream, as you saw today, we stream Tuesday through Saturday pretty much, we give away keys. We give away 16 keys today. We'll be live tomorrow for a community catch-up at 11 a.m. PDT.
Do we have a guest for that yet?
It's up to Andy.
Nice.
Do you know who's for the community catch-up, Andy? He has no idea.
All
It's
right.
somewhere in his brain tank in there, but that's quite all right. Starts at 11 a.m., and we don't do, like, spoken keys there, because it's all about the developer and stuff and the talk. So
Right,
I
silent
usually do
keys.
silent keys.
Yeah.
So every 5 minutes during the community catch-up, I give away one key silently through Twitch message.
Cool.
Other than that, follow the stream, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks so much again, Caleb. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. We're going to end this like I always do with, speaking of audio, Andrea Chang.
Yeah.
This song
Love the song.
is pretty
Super
beastly.
great.
Pretty beastly. I know you have a lot of feedback for it, but
Well, it's just about where it fits in, you know.
where it fits
Yeah.
in. All right, well, let's go ahead
We'll
and play this as the outro, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. PDT for the community catch-up. Take care.